Do you or a loved one suffer from being a pot-smoking hippie? Or do you enjoy it? I'm not here to judge, but I do have 3 packs of spiky pipe cleaners to give to you for all of your bongs and glass pipeware. You guys remember way back in the day when I was restoring pipes for a living? Not really, but I did. I broke even on Etsy, like buying pipes on eBay, and I had a buffer wheel and I would restore them. And I think that's why I purchased the Zen brand bristly pipe cleaners. I should have known Zen. If it's tagged with something having to do with Eastern thought, you know it's for stoners. But I got 3 packs of them left and I don't want to put them in my actual good pipes. By the way, this is my Savinelli 320KS, gifted to me by Les Brady. Thank you so much, Les. In it, I'm smoking Carter Hall, gifted to me by the Galdieri family. Thank you all so much. Basically, I am a freeloader. Didn't pay for any of this shit. Well, I did buy the pipe cleaners. Now I'm trying to give them to you. Who wants them? Let me know in the comments below. Only fluffy pipe cleaners for my pipes. Actually, I try not to use pipe cleaners at all by smoking cobs, but on a rare occasion that I enjoy one of my fine briar pipes, and I do have some fine briar pipes actually, on the rare occasion that I use them, I don't want the bristliness. It's too much. It's too bristly. I have another question for the pipe community at large. Is there tobacco in clove cigarettes? Reason I ask, I was thinking about the Cancer Man from the X-Files, whose actual name in the, his character's name in the credits was the Cigarette Smoking Man, played by the actor William B. Davis. I don't know if he's still alive. He was kind of old back in the 90s. Brilliant character, brilliant actor. And one piece of trivia that I remember from my X-File days, being a big fan. I was a really big fan back in the day. One piece of trivia is that William B. Davis was a smoker, like a serious, had a serious smoking habit, and he had quit, and then he got the part for the Cigarette Smoking Man, which is a total, bummer. And he got through it by smoking clove cigarettes. And so I wonder, is there any tobacco at all, or is it just crushed up cloves? What are you actually smoking when you smoke a clove cigarette? I don't know. The reason I was thinking about the Cancer Man is there's one line he has in one of those episodes where you're starting to wonder if wait, I almost spoiled something from the X-Files. And I'm assuming that's okay because I'm assuming you have watched the X-Files. If you have not watched the X-Files, number 1, what are you doing on my channel? Number 2, drop what you are doing. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're driving in traffic. I don't care if you're at your grandma's funeral. Stop what you are doing and get on your favorite streaming platform and go watch the pilot episode of the X-Files from like 1995 or whatever. It is the best piece of television ever. Network television, it can't really compete with The Sopranos, but as far as network television, the best single episode of any series ever, the pilot episode for the X-Files. Go watch it. If you're not hooked after that episode, get off my channel. You're not worth my time, and I'm not worth yours. Once you've done that, go get on one of those X-Files fan pages and find out which episodes actually contribute to the central myth arc, because, to be honest, the Monster of the Week stuff, it gets a little old after a while. Then watch the whole series, just the episodes you need to watch, then watch the whole series, then you can come back and finish this video. Okay, here's the spoiler. Cancer Man is talking to Mulder's mother, which should give you kind of a clue that there might be a familial relationship in the works between Mulder and maybe, who knows? Right? What is the truth? That's the whole point of the show. Okay, so they're sitting there, they're at like the Mulder's vacation home, from which Samantha Mulder was abducted by aliens, by the way. And while they were playing Stratego, terrifying. I've never been able to play Stratego after that. Anyway, they're standing there and Cancer Man says, "Everything changes but the sea." And that is how I feel tonight. I spent all day editing photos. I shoot weddings, and if the rule of thumb is a wedding photographer, you spend an hour in the field, you're going to spend 3 hours at your desk editing those photos. Man, if it's only 3 hours, I would be surprised. My eyeballs caught on fire and fell out of my face and set my desk on fire. I mean, I got better, but the point is, it's been a long day. And because I have several neurological problems, I can't focus on one thing very long. So I'll be sitting there editing my photos, listening to a podcast, and then like, okay, you know, you set the white balance on 200 photos at the same time and your computer takes a minute. I'll tab over to pipe videos, or I'll tab over to reading pipe tobacco reviews. And I stayed up till about 3 in the morning last night, editing photos and reading reviews. Just like the old days, man, just down the pipe tobacco rabbit hole. And and then all of a sudden the wedding photos started to look kind of nutty with chocolate overtones, or woody with really nice Cyprian Latakia. And then the tobacco reviews started to look like weddings, and I thought, I should go to bed. And then I started watching my old pipe tobacco videos. And then I started trying to find all the old videos that I remembered others making. And then I got really nostalgic and wistful for the YTPC of 6-7 years ago. Everything has changed. John is gone. Matches 860 is gone. And we are so much worse off without him. Derek Tant has not uploaded a video in 2 years. Mr. Tant, Mr. Mayor, your people need you. Amy Mack is gone. Pottsville Piper is gone. All these people who were in like my YTPC class, they have no class. I did not mean to put myself in the same class with Matches, but I was contemporary with those other folks. And, you know, somebody back in the day, I think it was Drew at a Shed, maybe? One of those guys, they made a video called The Life Cycle of a YTPC Pipe Presenter. So you watch pipe videos, you get sucked into the hobby, you start thinking, hey, I'll make pipe videos. And then you buy a bunch of pipes and a bunch of tobacco, and you start reviewing and you start talking, and you get really into it for a couple, 3 years, and then you move on to something else. And that's fine. That's cool. That's how things should be. Hobbies should not become lifelong. You shouldn't be imprisoned by your hobbies. A commonality I have noticed among people that have a healthy relationship with pipe presenting is they don't talk about pipes that much. John always had a pipe. Tom has a pipe. But they talk about other things. And that's kind of where my channel, I mean, I took my channel in crazy different directions over the years. And you folks have stayed with me, and I appreciate it. I do get the occasional comment, like, isn't this about pipes anymore? Well, yes and no. We still smoke pipes here, but there's a lot of other stuff, and a lot of times I don't have time to sit down and smoke a pipe, or I'm making a video about an adventure. But the point is that so much has changed. Aristocob is gone. Aristocob is gone. All the Cobb models that I reviewed back in the day, they're gone. Not all of them. I mean, Legends are still around, right? The MacArthur is still around. The Freehand's still around. But the Colonel, remember the Colonel? It's gone. A lot of those pipes are gone. New pipes have come along. That's cool. I might have ordered one. It's just kind of weird having been around enough to see this much change, and enough to see McClellan go away, enough to see brands come and go. Things should change. You should grow. I, on the other hand, have completely regressed. 2016, I was making videos. My top 5 tobaccos were like Pirate Cake, Northwoods, OLB, like Nightcap. I mean, Nightcap wasn't in the top 5, but I was smoking really, really strong, like pipe tobaccos that are for the experienced pipe smoker. I've noticed that on some of the tins in my cellar. I should do a cellar breakdown for you guys. You guys would be amazed at the stuff I have in the Huggies box that is my cellar. Now I'm smoking Carter Hall. Now when I smoke an English blend, I'm like, wow, this is really strong and fumey. I'm not sure if I'm cool with it. And I don't know if that is a palate change from age, a palate change from taking so long of a break, a palate change from a change in medication or body chemistry or something like that. I don't know, but I'm a little worried that I might not like any of those tobaccos in my cellar. So I ordered a bunch of new stuff, and now there's an excise tax. That didn't used to happen, right? Am I remembering that correctly? You used to be able to order tobacco online without an excise tax. I'm sure there was a bunch of FDA deeming that went into that, just like it went into the other stuff. In 2 more years, I will have been doing this for 10 years. That boggles my mind. I've been smoking a pipe since 2009. That's a lot of change. Now, granted, in 2009, I was just going to the brick and mortar and grabbing like whatever aromatic scent. Oh, grapefruit? Yeah, that's perfect. See? Everything changes. Battery died. So there is one constant, I guess, which is that I still hate video production. You know, when you shoot a still image, it's there, it's done. You don't have to hope that that the end of it is worse than the beginning, or the beginning isn't white balanced toward the end, or the light change during. Actually, sometimes I do have to worry that the light change during my photos. That's a pain in the ass. But I bring that on myself. That's a pinhole photography thing. And I guess I bring this on myself as well. Tonight I'm deviating a bit. I'm smoking a Country Gentleman gifted to me by Fireplug 1701D. Thank you so much, sir. And in it is Peter Stockaby's Luxury Bullseye Flake. I cellared a ton of this stuff back in the day. Thus far it's holding up. It's pretty nice. I wonder if it's just the Latakia that I don't like as much anymore. Although I will say, I didn't used to be able to taste the Perique in this blend. I'm getting it. I don't think there's much, but I'm getting it. It's in there. So yeah, when I started pipe smoking, you know, I was, I went to the brick and mortar and I would get a lot of aromatics, and it took a while to find an aromatic that I liked, and what I didn't realize was I was just finding an aromatic that I tolerated. But Carter Hall is an aromatic. So it's all come full circle these 14 years later. And after 8 years of making pipe videos that mostly revolved around being snobbish about hating aromatics, here I am. I find Virginia's to be a little thinner, but this Virginia has a bit of Black Cavendish in it to kind of fill it up. It's hard to continue. It's hard to break up a ramble. You know, I was on a roll last night with the X-Files stuff. It was good. Spent a good deal of time trying to find the clip of Cancer Man saying that quote so that I could then superimpose my own voice over the clip saying everything changes but the sea. Can't find it. It's not on YouTube. Had a pretty good 4th of July celebration last night. Came down here and lit some North Carolina legal fireworks, which are not to my taste, but I guess they're okay when you got an 8-year-old. And he's still in that stage where part of the fun of fireworks is being terrified of them. And I don't know, I grew out of that. Maybe I just have less to lose at this point in life. I was watching Mudge and he was saying, you know, everybody keep your digits over the 4th. If you blow your hand off, you deserve what you get. And that's true. That's true. But like, let's say you lose 3 fingers. That's 30%. But if you look at, you know, my lifespan, I've made it to my mid-40s and might make it to my mid-80s. So it's really only like 15%. You know, you gotta account for the fact that you had the fingers that long. So what changes have you seen? What in this last decade and a half of pipe smoking? Those of you that have been with us this long, what have you seen? Who have you seen come and go in this community? Who do you wish would come back? Who do you wish would go the hell away? That's the other question. It used to be that I could tolerate just about anybody as long as we were smoking a pipe. I used to believe, I did a story on a brick and mortar pipe shop and well, cigar shop that also had pipes, and geese flying over. Hate geese. Can't stand them. They're just assholes with wings and feathers. Anyway, did this story and was quoting a guy. I think he was a rep for Romeo y Julieta. And I happened to be in the shop when he stopped in. And so I said, hey, you know, you travel around, you go to all these brick and mortar stores. Give me a quote. Tell me what you think. And he said that you can't be mad at someone while you're smoking a pipe. And he was wrong. Yeah, I get on, I've editing all these. By the way, I finished my work. I finished my wedding photos, so I'm out here looking at things farther away than my computer monitor to let my eyes resist atrophy. And but I've been watching, in the background, I've been watching a lot of pipe videos. And it seems very unfortunate that there's some intersectionality between pipe smokers and the manosphere, red pill incel guys. It's one thing to be an incel when you're like, you know, 20 and living in your mom's basement. It's another thing to be an incel when you're older. Then you're just a loser. We won't name any names, but I did watch a little bit. Well, it auto played in the background, and so I listened to a little bit of a guy smoking a pipe and talking about how something women, high value women and high value men, and okay, whatever, man. But then he got to the point. He was like, no woman. This dude looked like he was maybe early 60s, pretty well put together guy. And he was saying, you know, that no woman is like when you hear glass breaking in your downstairs late at night and voices, and no woman is gonna be like, wait right there, honey, I'll go check it out. Like it always falls to the man to defend the home. I thought that was a pretty interesting point for a guy to make who didn't have a ring on his finger. Like, no, your inflatable Asian sex doll is not going to defend the home. That is true. So I think that the Brotherhood of the Briar is a little less monolithic for me after all this time. There are definitely folks that who I felt lost their way, or maybe I lost my way, or I mean, I think YouTube's coming up on its 20-year anniversary, right? So as technology increases and gets easier, even stupider people can use technology, says the guy whose battery died in the middle of his ramble, had to continue it the next night. So I think that's unfortunate. I think the introduction of that kind of vile cultural animus into our community, something I didn't anticipate back in the day. Of course, we always had Norbo. Are you watching this, sir? Just look at this grain. When does the statute of limitations on that run out? Or I guess the what would it be, like a copyright law? I think that's 72 years after death. Norbo, can I buy you out of the catchphrase? Just look at that grain. This is a solid blend. Happy about this. Happy that my palate hasn't drifted away from this. Stockaby's Luxury Bullseye Flake. $4.39 an ounce. That's pretty good. Not too bad. Tobacco Reviews says 3.3. Why doesn't Tobacco Review have a 5-star rating system? Never understood. So 3.3 is pretty high. I like it. A blend of ripe Virginia tobacco spiced with pure Louisiana Perique, the distinctive aroma of Perique combined with the natural sweet blah 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 center of mellow fermented Cavendish. Maybe that's it. They take the time to like stuff it under a log in a swamp and let it ferment. Serves to smoothen the general impression and round the taste. Handcrafted, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. I wonder if I had the time and inclination. I never did back in the day. This is one thing I never did, is start trying to make my own blends. Wonder about adding a little bit of burley to this. But what are we looking for? That perfect blend? I guess that's it, right? I guess that's the other thing that doesn't change. We're all looking for the all-day smoke that is also incredibly satisfying. You want it to be strong. You want it to be pleasant. You want it to have just enough nicotine if you're into that. Personally, if the nicotine could be magically leavened from all the, is that the right word? Is leavened a word? Well, I'm very glad that my palate hasn't drifted away from Luxury Bullseye Flake. This is a very good blend. Little bit of Perique in the mouthfeel. Mouthfeel is still a word I'm uncomfortable using. It's just, how do you say that with a straight face? Another video that sort of auto-played in the background was John's review of, what do they call it? Bacon Old Fashioned. What a storyteller the man was. What an unbelievable deliverer of lines. Incredible. The world will never see another like him. That's for sure. So I'm gonna call that a ramble before the camera dies again. Finish this bowl. It's nice out here. July 5th. Not too hot. High overcast with those fluffy clouds way up there, and then the other clouds that hang out beneath the fluffy. What do you call those clouds? I don't know, but they're there. Thanks an awful lot for watching. Keep the ends out for the ties that bind.